Time for math today now, lesson 7-4. So what we're going to use today, we're going to work on multi-digit multiplication again, but we're going to carry it into 3 by 2 and 3 by 3 digits. But let's review a little bit. Let's look again and say, okay, what do I do to use my zeros trick, as Mr. Woody likes to call it, the powers of 10. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to take 300 times 20, and I'm going to write it with the larger number on the top, 300 times 20. Just like I would for any other problem. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 zeros at the end of the numbers. Put those down in my answer. 1, 2, 3 zeros. What is left? 3 times 2 is 6. My answer is 6,000. Okay, anytime you have zeros at the end, you can use the shortcut. Put them in the answer right away. Let's look at another one. Now this one's a little bit different. We have a number with a 0, 20, and a number without a 0, 36. Okay, when I have a number with a 0 and a number without one, even whether no matter which one's bigger, I'm going to put the number without a 0 on the top. Because I'm going to have to multiply by all those numbers. Then I'm going to put 20 on the bottom. Now I'm going to use my zeros trick. Put a 0 down. Now I'm going to go through the steps. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 720. I saved myself a lot of work by putting that 0 in the answer first. And then I still had to go through the steps and multiply 2 times 6 and 2 times 3. But at least I saved myself some time by using the shortcut of putting whatever zeros I can down. Okay? Let's look at another one. Again, 300 times 217. Oh my gosh, 300 is bigger, but I have 2 zeros in 300, so I'm going to put that on the bottom. Again, I'm going to write 217 on the top, the number with 3 digits that aren't zeros, times 300. Okay? Zeros trick, 2 zeros, put those 2 zeros in the answer. Now look what I have. Now I only have 3 times 7, 3 times 1, and 3 times 2 to do. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And 3 times 2 is 6. So even though it was a 3-digit by 3-digit number, since one of them had 2 zeros in it, I was able to quickly come up with 65,100. Okay, you're going to see some problems like that today. If you put the number with the zeros on the bottom, you can shortcut those down and only have that last step. All right, now let's do some review. Okay, have your pencil and paper ready. 473 times 26. Copy this problem down, pause the video, solve it, and come back and watch me solve it and see how you did. All right, I'll talk you through this one as we solve it. I'm going to go ahead and use a different color just because I like to have that color contrast to show you. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 1 is 43. Carry the 4. 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. Got all my steps, so that gets to go down at the bottom. Okay, done with those carry marks. Done with this 6. Put a 0 down to hold the place of that 6. Now I get to move on. 2 times 3 is 6. No carry marks. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry the 1. And you see, by eliminating and crossing out the old carry marks, I don't get confused. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Done with my multiplication steps. Add them together. 8, 9, 12, carry the 1, 10, 11, and 12. 12,298. Again, all the steps are the same. We just have to have those in between, setting up from multiplying by the 1s to the 10s. I like to cross out my carry marks and cross out the 6 in the 1's place because I'm done using it, and then that reminds me to put a 0 in its place in the next line. All right, let's do another one. Now we're looking at a 3-digit by a 3-digit number. Okay, does anything change? There's an additional step to go from the multiplying in the 10's place to the 100's place, but it's the same step. Let's take a look at it. Okay, 284 times 165. Right, instead of you working this one first, I'm just going to solve it for you, okay? If you would like to try it on your own first, because you know how to do it, pause your video and go for it, okay? If not, just keep listening and watch me solve the problem. It's up to you. All right, here I go. I'm going to start by multiplying the 5 times the 3 numbers in the top. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 8 is 40. Plus 2 is 42. Carry the 4. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. Okay? Done with that row of carry marks. Done with the 5. Put down a 0 to hold the place for the 5. Now I move on to the second round, which is the 6 in the tens place. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 8 is 48. 49, 50. Carry the 5. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 5 is 17. Okay? Now again, I'm done with that row of carry marks. I'm done with the 6. Now I have 2 x's, so now instead of 1 0, I've got 2 spots to hold. Okay, it's a pattern. First, second row I put down 1 0. Now I go in the next row I put down 2 zeros because I'm done with 2 rows. Multiplying by 1 is easy. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 8 is 8. And 1 times 2 is 2. Now, done with all my multiplying. Now I just add. So all I do is if I have 3 numbers in the bottom, now I have 3 rows to add. 0. 2 and 4 is 6. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 7 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 1 more is 4. My answer is 46,860. All right. All we do is add another row, add another round of multiplying, and then add them together. That's what we're going to add to today. Okay. Now open your books to page, make sure I got the page number right, 272. Okay, page 272. Whoops, did not want to write there. Let me erase that red mark. Page 272 is now going to have you using multi-digit multiplication to solve word problems. Here we're talking about 2 scientists. They went to Egypt to measure some of the ancient monuments there, help them figure out the information they need to know. Okay, first one we're going to do together, number 2. The Sphinx is a huge statue with the body of a lion and the head of a human. It was built thousands of years ago and still sits in the middle of the desert. The Sphinx is about 80 yards long. If there are 3 feet in a yard, how long is the Sphinx in feet? Okay, well, 80 yards long, and it wants to know, we want to change that, convert that into feet. Well, I use the multiplication I know how to do. 80 yards and 3 feet times 3 feet for for the 3 feet in every yard, and I will have the number of feet as my answer. 3 times 0 is 0. 8 times 3 is 24. 240 feet is how long the Sphinx are, which is equal to 80 yards. All right, now here's what I'd like you to do. The rest of the page is problems number 3 through 7. Read them, show your work and complete them. They are, hint, 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 mostly multiplication problems. And then come back and check your answers. Good luck. We'll see you in a couple minutes. All right. See here for number 3, we wanted to multiply 150 times 150, and we got 22,500 feet squared. 150 one side by the 150 on the other side. That's that's the area of the base. Number 4, we wanted to multiply 14 tons times 2,000 pounds for each ton, and that would be 28,000 tons. Oh, I'm sorry, 28,000 pounds. We had the tons. For those you don't know, LBS, weird, but the abbreviation for pounds. Okay. Number 5, we take 360 feet times the 160 feet, and we get 57,600 square feet, or feet squared. Number 6, we multiply 10 football fields times the area, 57,600. Now this one is easy. Add that 0. 576,000 feet squared. And finally, number 7, we take the 145 miles times 365 days in a year, and we come up with 52,925 miles. All right. Now, 2 possibilities. You either multiplied the wrong things or you multiplied incorrectly. Figure out, as you go through these, figure out what you did wrong so you understand, because you're going to be doing some more of these as your homework. Okay, we're going to practice for homework. We're going to do some just basic multiplication problems, and we're also going to do some word problems to practice. All right. It is that time. You need to complete homework in remembering 7-4 for tomorrow. There will be, in remembering, some review of adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators. So don't forget, find a common denominator, change the fractions when you need to, and then add. When you add them, the denominator stays the same, and you add the numerators once you get common denominators. All right. It is time to start that homework. Again, homework in memory 7-4.